To make a little like showcase video of my minis in their little display spots. So I started out here with Mordor, the Goblin Dragon. It's the first big dragon that I ever did, and I'm quite happy with him. I think he's a pretty solid little dragon. But then, being the Goblin Dragon, he's surrounded by his individual goblin warriors and these little goblin swarm pieces that I made. Different types of goblins. Some goblins also work with these kobolds, some individual kobolds, and then some non-reaper kobolds. Transitioning over into, sorry, I'm checking my feet, some gnolls, some gnoll swarm pieces before we get to my first. So that was obviously a Hulk action figure. I cut up some zombies, made them all bloody, and tried to make him a gnarly little giant orc. But he's with the orc army. And then further down, it's my like woodland, mountain, and hill enemies in BBEGs. So I thought I was clever, and all the ones that have their right arm up holding something are on the right side, and then all the ones with their left arm up are on the left side. From there, it'll be my little Poxwalker army that I got going. It's just these two so far. I think they're pretty gnarly though. And then my underwater goon squad, the recently painted Title Lurker, Marrow, big nasty nature, you scary guy. And then I go down to my undead. I got some of my treasure, my mummies, my skeletons, another swarm, a couple swarm pieces. My underworld, my tieflings, my little ghast, my little metallic warrior guys I made, rust monster, the basilisk, all that good stuff. There was my Naga for Tharval and Friends Naga. If you didn't participate in that, you should have. It's definitely a fun community activity, right? And everybody's was so beautiful. My beholders, and then Blue Waft Dentata. I'm not going to explain the name. You should Google it. These are the NPCs for my homebrew campaign. They populate the city or the village of the sanctuary. My main DMPC is this catfolk, one of the first medals I ever did, ever. Here's our PCs. Two of them still need to get new minis, but it's our PCs so far. These are the unclaimed NPCs that are left. They're going to populate the next town that my party will travel to. My unpainted heroes and NPCs. Some good ones in there. My unpainted swarms, poxwalkers, my little evil Groot. This big gnarly dude, I think I'm gonna do him next. I'm not sure, but he's super cool. Got some major mold lines. I think that's what those are, right? But super cool. I got this little troll that I need to heat the plastic and then re-straighten because he's leaning super low. The eye beast, again the spirit beast, burrowing behemoth, the big fire dragon. The last shelf is my very original paints and busts. That's the first prop piece I ever made and painted. My dedication piece. I still use these as needed, but they're mostly retired. If anybody knows Andy at Geek Curio, this is going to be my first ever international shipment. He said he wanted Disco Wizard, and I can't think of a better home to send Disco Wizard to, so that's eventually going to go from Indianapolis, Indiana to somewhere in Europe, right? I've got the address, somewhere in the UK. But then my last two are, still got my two merchants that I got to finish up. And then I'll show y'all. I still got a drawer full of those original cheap bulk plastic minis that I got well before I ever heard of Reaper or Wizkids or anybody else. So I still got a couple of those left too. Yeah, so that's all my minis. I'll do one last little reverse show through my merchants, my dedication piece, my bus, the rest of my very first original paints, the unpainted monsters, the unpainted heroes, unclaimed NPCs and heroes, the player characters, the DMPC, the Sanctuary NPCs, the Underworld, the Undead, the Underwater, the Poxwalkers, the hills, woodlands, mountains, the orcs, the gnolls, the kobolds, the goblins, and the goblin dragon. Hope y'all have a great Saturday. Till next time.